Welcome to this video. Today in this video, we will learn to find the mean of grouped data by direct method. You may recall that in the previous class, we learned to organize data into ungrouped and grouped frequency distributions. Let's take a look at it. The number of individual bags of wool kept in the 30 shops located in the wool market is represented as follows. We refer to this as raw data. With the help of this data, can you tell how many shops have 18 wool bags? Absolutely correct. We have already learned to use the ungrouped frequency distribution tables to solve these types of problems, which is represented by the following table. By looking at the table, we can tell that there are 4 shops that have 18 wool bags each. If you are asked to find the mean of this data from these ungrouped data, will you be able to find it? To find the mean, divide the sum of observations by the number of observations. That is, multiply each observation xi by its corresponding frequency fi. Divide the sum of their product fi xi, that is 674, by the sum of their frequency fi, that is 30. On solving this, the mean is obtained as 22.46 approximately, where the sign sigma means summation. But note that this method is useful only when you have small data in daily life situations. But can you tell what approach we need to adopt when the number of data is very high? Let's try to understand with the help of the above example. Since the amount of data is huge, we classify the ungrouped data into groups and thus reduce their size. From the above data, we can tell that we have a minimum of 13 bags and a maximum of 34 bags. Therefore, by making the width of grouped data as a class interval of 5, convert them into grouped data, where the first interval is 10 to 15, the second interval is 15 to 20, and thus the last interval will be 30 to 35. But keep in mind, while allocating the frequencies of class intervals, the observation falling in the upper class limit of any class interval is taken in the next class interval. We can tell that in the class interval 10 to 15, there will be 5 shops. In 15 to 20, there will be 8 shops. And in the last interval of 30 to 35, there will be 8 shops. And on this basis, we construct a grouped frequency table. Since we have to find the mean with the help of this data, we will need a point that will represent each class interval. Therefore, we can consider the midpoint or the class mark of each class interval as its representative, which is represented by xi. Here, from the table, we can see that the midpoint for the class interval is 12.50. And similarly, let us find the midpoint of all class intervals. Now multiply all these midpoints with their corresponding frequencies and find their sum, that is 685, and dividing it by the sum of their frequencies, that is 30. The mean of the given data is thus obtained as 22.83 approximately. This method of finding the mean is called the direct method. Here in tables 1 and 2, we use the same data, but still we get different values of mean from these two. Can you tell which mean is correct? Absolutely correct. We can say that 22.46 is the correct mean, while 22.83 is an approximate mean. Similarly, by converting any ungrouped data into grouped data, and by taking the midpoint or the class mark of each class interval as its representative, you can find the mean of that data. Today in this video, we'll learn to find the mean of grouped data by direct method. In the next video, we will see some interesting examples based on this.